Hi guys, today I'm actually doing a really interesting thing. I've come out and I'm carrying my two cameras. One camera is EOS R with a 35mm f1.8 RF lens, and I am shooting with Fuji XT4 with the 35 f1.4. So I have like 35mm and 50mm. I have given myself a challenge because all these days I wasn't able to come out, shoot and stuff, and also I've been like quite lazy while you're shooting, and we all know how we've become as photographers, being lazy with like autofocus and stuff. So I thought I'll act like a purist in the not so purist age. I'm actually trying to shoot everything with manual focus. I'm trying to shoot everything with everything in manual controls. At the same time, I am limiting myself to shooting only 60 pictures. That way, it gives me focus, and I am actually focusing and not like going so and I'm going to edit all this with my Earth preset. I'm gonna go now and shoot those 60 images and see how I stand, and I'm gonna give you a brief giveaway that it's not going to be perfect. The pictures are going to be mediocre for sure, but that's what I want to get out of. I don't want to like have this chains of like having to do the best work all the time. I want to just go there and have fun. And to be honest, I'm actually recording halfway through, so I have been having a great time. But I'm gonna start showing the pictures, and I'll be very honest to you, to do manual focus at this time, it's actually it's not that difficult. You get used to it, but in the beginning, like without knowing, I was like half pressing, I started shooting. So I'm gonna stop rambling now. I'm gonna show the pictures, and I'm gonna do kind of a voiceover, and let's see how it goes. So yeah, I left from my place, and I took my father's old bike, and I started riding towards the sunset spot where I was supposed to go, which you saw in the beginning video. One thing I forgot to mention in the beginning was I was completely using viewfinder while I was shooting these pictures. In the beginning I went on and saw this weird red thing, and it was standing out alone, and in my head when I was like, should I just shoot random stuff, and then I was like thinking, maybe just like don't worry about what you're gonna shoot, just go and have fun. And so I was looking at things which were like standing out and stuff. It was the beginning, and then I was getting used to it, and then I was doing manual focus, and I shot one picture and I thought, oh, did I get the focus right? And then I went on and shot another just to be sure, images whatever, but you can see the settings on the left. So then as soon as I was like done with it, I turned a bit right, and then I saw these yellow flowers, and Canon 35 RF also does like really good close-up, so I thought I'd just like click some close-up images. I like this image. I was like, I already shot like 5 images, but then I was like coming a little away, I saw that cart in the background. I said, okay, maybe I'll use it as a background in the depth and shoot with the flowers in the foreground. Because it was a full frame, I should have shot it maybe with like more depth of field so that I could see it properly. So throughout the whole shoot that you can see, like I wasn't doing things perfectly. Like what this whole thing did was, when I had very limited number of pictures and like a lot of time, I wanted to see how much I'll use on like a particular thing and like keep shooting. So it helped me a lot. So if you see the next image, I was actually trying to get the cart as the backdrop for the thing so that I could get the texture, but then I made a mistake again where I was like shooting at f1.8. If I had more pictures, if I wasn't like doing this task, I would have probably like increased the aperture to say f8 or something, so that I could have gotten a little bit more texture from the back. So, and you know, it was already 7 images. I said, you know what, I'm gonna stop clicking pictures of the flowers and then move on, because as I said, in my head I had 30 images for EOS R and 30 for the XT3, and I had already shot 7 with the EOS R. I said I literally have nothing left for the sunset and stuff. I saw this signboard. I really liked it with the background of green, and then there was a little bit of blues in the sky, but I was deliberately doing f1.8 thinking I'll get a little bit of shallow depth of field in the back, but because it was like almost like infinity focus, I couldn't get much of the shallow depth of field. But at the same time, I really liked this image, and I liked how I processed it with the preset pack. I got it in one shot and then I moved on. The 9th image I shot was a disaster. Literally, it wasn't me, guys. Like literally, I could have like manual focused. At this point, I was like pretty sure of how to do manual focusing, but on the new XT4, the shutter is really soft. They made this change, I think, from XT3 to XT4, where the shutter has become really soft. I was half pressing on manual focus and there was no checking, and then it clicked automatically, and then I wasted one image there. I'm so used to shooting half pressing, checking the image and then clicking the picture, but because I was shooting manual focus, it wasn't there. And yeah, the 10th image I actually shifted to Canon because I had to move forward to like compose it a little better, cropped a little bit from the left. But during this time, like there were people who were looking at me and were like, oh, what the hell is this guy doing? Why is he actually shooting stuff like this? And I was going ahead, and then I saw this. I stopped the bike, and just like from the bike I shot this. It's nothing much, but yeah, I shot it and then I'm moving on. And from here, at least like 5-6 images, the ISO of Fuji is extended to 125, which was not supposedly be. I think while I was using the camera, I fiddled it somewhere and then I set it to 125. It was supposed to be 160. And then I was actually riding the bike. My camera was on my Peak Design slide. I took the camera and just like clicked it. So it was like this guy he tied the cow, and the cow was running next to the auto rickshaw here. I couldn't get it through the bike, so I had to stop the bike. But by the time I stopped the bike, the auto already passed off, so I was like, I got the back of the cow. So yeah, but man, that's such a torture for the cow, I guess. So yeah, and on the way I saw this old woman and then I asked her, could I click a picture? But she said yeah, for sure. And then she adjusted a sari. She wasn't like doing much, and literally I was on my 14th image. I told her she looked beautiful, that's why I was shooting, so that she could do something. And then I was pointing the camera, and then she smiled and I got this picture which I really liked. Because she didn't have teeth, she was trying to cover her mouth and smile, which is quite sweet, I feel. And here I'm shooting with EOS R. When I'm actually walking around or doing streets, I love shooting with 35mm more than 50mm. So I kind of like this focal length for like this. But at the same time, I'm shooting at 1.8 and I could nail focus with like manual focus even when there was like a little bit of breathing front and back. One thing I should give it to EOS R was like the peaking. Obviously it is there in XT4 as well, but I really thought EOS R's focus peaking was really good. And then I left her, and then I was walking off, and I was almost getting near to my bike, and I saw this. She was getting comfortable and she was sitting there, and the backlight was hitting her hair in the back, and then it was her cow. And then it's just for me to remember the previous portrait. And again I shot something that I saw in front. This is when I was seeing that blue thing. There was this blue sheet that was there, which I wanted to check how it will look on camera. I was half pressing again for the focus, clicked it by mistake, and I lost one more image. I went closer, but there was a dog sitting right next to that place. I'm so scared of dogs. I couldn't go further. I waited for the dog to leave, and then I went closer in the next image. But then I really liked this composition. I could have lost the green in the bottom, but actually helped with like giving it a little bit of depth. And then I went a bit closer, and then yeah, shot this for the texture, and also I got the shape of the ends. But then I wanted to actually go much closer, and then I took the EOS R and then went really close and got those textures. So yeah, here I enhanced the textures a little bit by bumping a little bit of details and clarity in the post, but at the same time I really like the colors and how it divides with the white and the blue, and looks really good. Talking about textures, the next image was like yeah, I saw that. It's like a great combination of green and blue. There were some scribblings on the thing, but it is definitely not this color. It was quite much darker, so I tried to match it in the post and make it a little more darker, the blues. But overall it looks really good with the greens in front. I went a little away and I thought I'll shoot with the 35mm and get a wider shot of it with a little bit of different perspective. So I went a little towards my left and shot with EOS R. I got this, but I actually like the 35mm shot that I went a little more towards left and then I shot this, which actually created this like really divide. And yeah, I like this. I really like this image. I don't want to like over talk about it, but it's a pretty good image. Took the bike and I went a bit ahead and then I saw this man with his sheep, and he's working in the farms. I was shooting everything on auto white balance, but you can see I had to adjust the greens and everything, and I shot at like f2.8 to get the depth of field, because it was like mostly almost in infinity focus. I could get entire thing in focus. I don't know why I shot the next one. Probably maybe my horizons are little bendy, but yeah. So the next image I shot on my XT4 to get a little more tighter to the thing, and I should have cropped it from the bottom a little bit. The picture came straight out of the camera with like Eterna simulation. Man, this image is a great example of why I love APS-C sensor with like a 35mm lens, like equivalent lens, like say 23mm. I wasn't able to see the goat. I was actually shooting at f2.8. I should have shot it like, I don't know, f8 or something, where I could have seen a little bit. I think with full frame, even when you're shooting like f8, when you have really close subject, you won't get that much of depth of field. So I feel, APS-C is a really good middle ground for me, where I can get also this shallow depth of field when I want, and also deeper depth of field. But here it's a good example where I wanted to see the goat, but I couldn't get it. So I took my XT4 and I thought I focused on the goat, and then I shot it, but I shot it at f1.8 again. I made a mistake. I was actually focusing on the yellow trees there. So I missed the focus, but again, it's like straight out of the camera. I didn't do any retouching. It's straight out of the camera with Earth LUT. I asked him if I can click a picture. He said, yeah, of course. He was willing, and he asked me to shoot. I quickly moved my f-stop to 11 so that I could get both the perspective of where he was and to show a little bit of like the sheep in the back. I did not get the framing right. I should have pushed the goat a little bit more further towards the left, but the thing was, if I go a little more further toward the left and turn towards that side, it would be more backlit. So probably subconsciously I just shot it as is. And here we got like him smiling, but at the same time we got his eyes open, because the next image I think he again closed the eyes. Even though when you have stabilization in your lens or camera, there are these problems that you face when you especially shoot with portraits. If you do like anything less than 1/60 or 1/80, is that you have a chance of getting them with closed eyes or like while blinking. But it worked pretty well. I was actually pretty happy with it. I just wish the light wasn't like this. Light was much better. But yeah, and then I turned towards my left. I saw there was this cloud and there was that smoke thing going, and then I just took my Fuji and shot it. I was actually taking my bike, and then I saw this guy wasn't there, and I got the goats separately. So and then I saw this woman carrying this thing, and she was literally merging with the background. So yeah, I think I really like the image. I can literally not see her face, And then I went closer. I asked her, can I click a picture? She was okay with it, and I shot it. But I told her, you know what, I can't see your eyes. Can I at least see your eyes? Because it was quite a heavy thing, and she was trying to help me. And then she just like pulled a couple of things, and she moved a little bit. I also moved a little bit towards my left, and I caught a little bit of her eyes. And then I was actually going back to the sunset point now. It was about time, and in a really small street, not the main street, but connecting to the main street, there was this really small street up the hill. These people were sitting on the road, and then I saw them. I was like, I stopped, I parked my bike, and then I went up and I asked them, can I click the picture of the girl? And they said, yeah, of course. And by this time I've already shot like more than half of the images here. Of course, my choice was always 35mm for the shot. And then like, imagine guys, all this time I'm doing manual focus, and I haven't done manual focus for pictures in like, I don't know, 5-6 years now, or more than that. So it was quite refreshing to see that I am actually not losing much of focus while I'm shooting. Moving on to the next image, I tried to get one, and then I was asking, there was a lady sitting behind me on my right. I asked her, can you talk to the kid? And then she said she made her laugh, and then I clicked one image. Literally, these are all the images that I've shot, so I'm like not even wasting any images, This wasn't the case. I would have been like click, 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 click. But now I'm like, click, or can you please make her smile? Can you please make her talk to her or do something? And then I go, when she's smiling, I'm clicking one. And yeah, that just makes it such a great experience. I can only keep repeating this myself. Yeah, so the next image is like, it's kind of a wastage of an image, but I kind of like the next image where I asked her mother to talk to her and make her laugh, and then she successfully did. And then I also got her face, and also got that white powder on her face. Quite enjoyed shooting it, and also like enjoyed talking to them and seeing them being happy, just me as a stranger coming there and shooting pictures and stuff. It was such a great experience overall. Yeah, and as you can see, they were quite happy. I wanted to actually take this picture for myself, but I quite like the whole mood and emotion of it. Going back to the sunset point, and then I saw the moon. I did not have any telephoto, but I said I'll just shoot it, and I shot with EOS R, which I shouldn't have. And then I realized it's such a small moon, I couldn't even capture anything from there. Then I took Fuji XT4 and then wasted one more shot. Either ways, it's like I can hardly see a moon, unless if I tell people that there's a moon, they won't be able to find it. The higher the aperture number, the greater depth of field. You should use it according to the need, and I always recommend people doing it, and I always do it. But now I was so conscious about each image, so I was doing it so perfectly. Each time before I was shooting, I was taking few seconds, I was thinking, I was spending some time for the thought, and then I used to shoot. So that just made me like understand shooting better. Of course, the images did not turn out how I wanted to be. To be fair, I was quite happy end of the day. When I went back home seeing the images, I was like, not bad, because out of 60 images, if I had gotten 5-6 images, or like if for the whole day if I had gotten 5-6 images, if anywhere I travel, I would have been more than happy. But I have at least 3-4 images which I really love from this shoot, so I'm quite happy about it. So I went there, and then I'm near the sunset point. I parked the bike, and I saw this pole which had this roots kind of a thing happening on the pole, and then I shot that, and and then I climbed up the hill, and then I went there, and I saw this dog. It was straight out of the camera. On Eterna it looked pretty perfect. Like, I kind of like the original as much as the grade I did. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And I saw these browns, and of course you all know my love for brown, and I couldn't wait. And this was probably the last, or like no, actually this was the 28th image on EOS R, so I literally had only 2 more images after this. So all I had was for probably one sunset image at that time, or I had to shoot everything with a 50mm. So yeah, I shot this, and I made sure I got the image properly with the focus and everything. There was like a lot of wind, so I had to keep the shutter speed at 1/500. And then I really love how I graded it, and I really love how the browns just pop out and how it looks. Cut to, I was actually talking to, like, there was this couple who was near the hill, and then they asked me, what are you doing, why are you shooting this, and what is this for? And they asked me, and I was like talking to them, and I was showing them my YouTube channel. I was making them subscribe and stuff, and I almost lost the sunset. I lost the sun completely. I did not see the sun after that. The whole point of coming here for the sunset was like just a waste of it just became a waste of a day, But I said then, I got this for the sunset where the cloud is covering. And yeah, man, it is quite disappointing, but at the same time, that is a great learning especially when you're going for a job and when you're doing something like shooting a sunset and stuff. The experience was great. That's what I was gonna say. So again, you can see I shot it in f10. So the next image, this was shot on XT4, where almost the sun's all very dim here. I cannot see any light on the foreground anymore. Yeah, and also the cloud was quite thick and I couldn't see nothing. And I wasn't able to I wasn't able to not lose the highlights, nor I could expose the ground properly. So yeah, I'm not that proud of it, but yeah, whatever. Then I said, you know what, I'll shoot something else and keeping the sun in the background so that it'll be nice backlit image and stuff. So I shot this, but I shot with like aperture f9 so that I could get more depth of field of showing the whole background properly. So like because there was windy, I wanted to keep the shutter speed to about 200 so that I don't lose it on like motion blur, and so I had to bump the ISO to 1000. But I said maybe I should try with like shallow depth of field, and then I went too much on it. It should have been about f2.8, it would have been perfect. I went too shallow depth of field and I wasted so many more images. I said, you know what, I can't waste another image for this. So I said, whatever I've got, so I'm gonna move on. So I shoot this 2 images to build a panorama, which was like literally nothing. Literally it was almost sundown then. This image, which is not that bad, it's almost sundown. I had to bump a little bit of colors, and then with the preset pack it actually helped me, and I went like about f5 because I was doing handheld. I was keeping about 1/100. But all this, you can see the settings where I have actually set it for the image, which I'm really proud of, because all this I'm doing so subconscious level. After my 3rd or 4th image, I'm doing everything in subconscious level. Like that had put me in such a great position, man. I was so happy about it. So I did a cheating here, where I shot 1 picture extra on Canon, where I shot 31 for the panorama. I'm not that happy about it, so it's fine. So guys, I'm actually almost done with the shoot. I have like few sunset shots to be done, but I think this is going to be an exciting thing, and I hope I can do this again. I had like about two or three images left on Fuji. I was coming down the hill and I had to stop in the middle, and then I had to park the bike and just get these images, which was like looking through the town. I quite like the second one better. It's almost like around 6:20 by then, and I was going further. I'm done with my 60 images here. This was where I saw this guy who was wearing this beautiful yellow t-shirt, and I asked him. He was actually near a local shop that he was buying something. I shot it and I saw his grandmother's legs were coming behind his head, so I had to make him come one step down, and how the chappal were balancing was so perfect. And I asked him to look in the camera once, and he literally saw in the camera. I put the shutter speed at like maximum 1/30, because I don't know if I could go anything less than that, but because I had in-body image stabilization, I could take a chance. I got this shot, one more shot of the dog. I was coming down, I was going back home, and I saw the dog sitting in front of this blue thing, and I saw this guy matching with the thing wearing yellow, and it was quite popped yellow because there was no much light. I had to shoot it like that and bring it up in the post a little, but I like how he's seeing in the camera and doing. So yeah, that's it guys. You guys should definitely once try doing what I did. I promise you it will be a great experience. You'll love it. And the whole idea of photography from the beginning was that to capture a memory, capture something you saw and you thought was worthwhile to shoot, and to put it as a memory and then revisit it. That's all, guys. I'm a bit tired. It's like late in the night. In the comments below, please let me know what are all the pictures you like and what pictures do you think I can use in the brown book. So you can mention the number of the picture and you can write down in the comments. It'll be so helpful for me. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you guys very soon, and I'm gonna come up with one more photo walk soon with a different kind of a limitation exercise. Man, if you like what you're seeing, please consider subscribing to this channel. And this channel has been doing so well, and I was thinking, man, maybe I can inspire at least 1-2 people and 1-2 photographers go out there and shoot. At the same time, I just wanted to show you how my Earth presets work, and I'm having fun, guys. I'll see you guys. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye bye.